Hey man, I'm Jusko from ProbableMoney.com. Has the American Express Platinum captured the imagination and the money of the Gen Z and millennial generations? A new article suggests that the answer is yes, and I would love to get your take on it, especially if you fall into one of those generations, if you're in your 20s or maybe your early 30s in particular. So this new article from Bloomberg, essentially the gist of the article is that American Express has been very successful in getting younger generations who normally you wouldn't think of as being the people that hold the American Express Platinum. They have been successful in getting them to buy into the idea of the American Express Platinum at a $695 annual fee. And the title of that article is Amex Hooked Big Spenders and Regained the Throne with a Pricier Platinum Card. Now, the opening paragraphs of this article are actually somewhat comical, almost like an advertisement for the American Express Platinum Card. So to begin the article, they're sort of setting the scene at an American Express Centurion Lounge in JFK Airport in New York City. And the first paragraph says, 20-somethings can be found draped over the lavish furniture, filming their next TikTok video and eating cuisine from a Michelin-starred chef. Wafting through the room is a specially crafted blend of bergamot, pink peppercorns, lavender, and leather, the same concoction used in the scratch and sniff ads that helped rope in a record number of new platinum card holders this year. And then the article goes on to talk about how American Express did sort of a counterintuitive move during the pandemic and actually raised the annual fee on the American Express Platinum Card at a time when people couldn't travel, and this being mostly thought of as a travel card, and then added a lot of non-travel perks to it, including credits for Walmart Plus, credits for Equinox memberships, and a ton of other stuff, and threw a ton of bonus points at new cardholders. So you could earn 100,000, 125,000 points, 150,000 points potentially as a new cardholder. And then the article goes on to say that American Express convinced a new generation of cardholders that it is a lifestyle brand, more like a personal butler fulfilling the affluent class's every whim. And then the article goes on to talk about how American Express very specifically targeted young urbanites versus the sort of middle-aged traditional Amex Platinum customer, and in sort of a wording that is hard to decipher, they say that 60% of new cardholder growth comes from Gen Z and millennials. However, they don't necessarily say that that 60% of new cardholder growth is all the Amex Platinum. It sounds like it could be stretched across multiple cards. But anyway, the idea obviously that American Express wants to give you is that younger people are coming into American Express and many of them are willing to pay that annual fee for the American Express Platinum. And then there are a couple of other quotes and anecdotes in the article. First off, Warren Buffett, obviously not a Gen Zer, talking about the strength of the American Express brand and no matter how much money you threw at a new brand, you could not sort of recreate what American Express has built in people's minds. So I look at all this and I say, well, it's a pretty nice article for American Express. I'm sure they were very, very happy when they got to read it, but it was a little light on details that you could really hang your hat on. Like, yeah, they obviously have signed up a lot more people to the Amex Platinum, but they gave them a ton of points up front. So are those people going to stick? Did they all get into the American Express Platinum because they were so enamored of the brand? Or did they say, oh my God, I can get all these points, it'll be worth $695 for a year, and then I can just cancel it? Or what is the situation? We don't know that yet in a way because we're still in the year that American Express is saying they've been so highly successful in getting new people into the Platinum. So the question in my mind is, what is the why behind this growth? I've always thought the Amex Platinum had value for people that travel often, but this article is suggesting that a lot of the attractiveness of the card is these sort of extras that aren't even related to travel, but they haven't necessarily justified that that is why people got the card. So if you are someone that has gotten the Amex Platinum in the last year or two, maybe I would love to hear, especially if you were maybe like under 35, why you got the card, what brought you into it to begin with, how do you feel about the card now that you've had it for for some time if you have. And when it comes time to renew the card and pay another $695, and you know there's not going to be a big bonus that comes with the card in the second year, how do you feel about paying that $695 again? Do you feel like you're getting all kinds of value and you don't care what that $695 is as long as you get to lie draped over luxury couches in the Centurion Lounge making your TikTok videos and having cuisine from a Michelin star chef or whatever the article said? I would love to hear your thoughts about all of it in that comment section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and as always, please go to proudmoney.com, where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. If you're not going to leave a comment or you're not going to go to the website, you might want to watch this fun video.